Developers have kept busy and bring roadmaps, long-awaited DLCs and open betas. Find out more right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a regular news roundup. If you have any news for us, send us a mail to news@romrom.net. Thanks for watching, my name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Hey, it's roadmap time, and besides that, we haven't had so many news about sims for quite a while. A couple of weeks at least. Anyway, I won't waste more of your time, here we go. While it had been announced for end of last year, it only took Kunos a couple of months more to finish their British GT Pack DLC, which will be arriving on Steam and therefore only for PCs next Wednesday, the 10th of February. It will bring Oulton Park, Snetterton and Donington, new liveries and drivers, of course, and of course a dedicated championship season. It seems all data stems from the 2019 series, by the way. As Assetto Corsa Competizione already includes Silverstone, Brands Hatch and Spa, you will be able to race in all the tracks of the British GT Championship. Also, now you will be able to do multi-class races and championships, although we expect it will only be possible within the British GT Championships and races, as the SRO races are never multi-class. Unluckily, no Supra in sight, neither the Mustang, but we don't expect the latter to ever appear on Assetto Corsa Competizione based on the information we have. The console version of this DLC got the quite precise date of late spring. Sorry guys and gals. No price has been given out yet, but expect this DLC to cost around what the others cost, around 15 to 20 euro USD. You may or may not know that there is a third-party broadcaster for Raceroom. It's a fork of the official broadcaster and it's got some support by Sector 3 Studios, as we got the news about the newest update directly from them. Now in version 1.9.5, the broadcaster is now able to publish driver warnings on the chat and even set up penalties for drivers. The name broadcaster clearly does not make it justice anymore with these features that will be rather used by race control. Moving back to the broadcasting functionalities of the software, there's now an extra page with information that the broadcasters may want to know, like collisions, penalties and so on, another page with detailed information about the drivers, their lap times, difference to other pilots and so on, and 3 new cameras to see the race from: action, heli and static. The software also has an XML JSON export of the status of the race that you can use for overlays. You can find a download link down in our description. It's good that things are getting serious enough in sim racing that we see all this software for broadcasting pop up for many of the sims. Well, the exact quote from the CEO is, they want, and I quote, to own essentially all of the driving business there is, end quote. And from a numbers point of view, they may be right. Between the franchises already owned by EA and the ones owned by Codemasters, they have the market for doing some quick driving to relax without having to think about anything else pretty cornered. And of course, they are making their foray into sim racing with Project Cars 4. Kidding. EA addressed their buyout of Codemasters, calling it one of the best growth opportunities there is, and spoke specifically of the Formula 1 franchise while also talking about the Dirt and Grid franchises. Specifically talking about the F1 franchise, the CFO commented, "We know that there is still expansion around the globe," end quote, for what he can only mean for the games, as the interest for the real-life F1 races is going down considerably and has been doing so since the beginning of the century, according to our data. Also, it seems they will use the know-how of the different studios of Codemasters to pep up their own Need for Speed and real racing franchises. Also, it seems EA will ramp up the marketing for the Codemasters titles and has plans, however vague at the moment, to publish 1 game of each franchise per year. Great, more obnoxious marketing for rushed out games, just what we needed. After the shareholders agreed to the sale on Wednesday, Codemasters will be sold to EA for a total of 1.2 billion, yeah, that's a B like in befuddling, and the sale will be finished on February 16. Now in open beta, version 1.4 of Euro Truck Simulator 2 brings deep changes to the game. Most importantly, the whole lighting system has been revamped, which means light, its dispersion, reflection and overall behavior should now be more realistic. This meant for devs and graphic designers that they had to retouch every object in-game so it would work with the lighting system. The team would very much like it if you give the beta version a spin and report any issues you encounter and any comments you have, because that's what an open beta is for, innit? If you choose to do so, expect any kind of bugs, issues and crashes. You can opt in for the open beta by going to your Steam client. There, you right-click on Euro Truck Simulator 2 on your library, choose Properties, go to the Betas tab, choose Public Beta and choose the 1.4. Voila! Continuing with Euro Truck Simulator 2, the reskin of Germany is considered now complete with the extensive work on the look and design of highways and roads, as well as many cities around Cologne and Düsseldorf. And in preparation to the Iberia expansion, 2 new French locations have been added to the Vive la France DLC, of course at no extra cost. To their benefit, I have to say Studio 397 starts their release acknowledging that they messed up the first release of the year so badly that the only solution was to roll back to the preceding version of the sim. Hey, it happens. One of the changes that will be introduced after this fiasco will be a public beta cycle before releasing the new version to the general public, much like Racer do with Automobilista 2 or SCS does with Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator. For the foreseeable future, Studio 397 is going to concentrate a lot of their work on solving deep-rooted bugs, mostly concerning the UI, the HUD, graphics and performance. Also, they are going to make it much easier to report bugs, creating a central bug reporting place in the Studio 397 forum. Moving away from these issues, their competition system continues progress along its beta state. Of course, they are using all data including bug reports and further input from the users to improve the system. They have also announced they will deliver an updated version of Indianapolis that will have much better graphics and the 2020 track layout. And let's not forget that in January, the Formula E official esports league called Accelerate started with a race on the New York track. First thing Racer taunts us with is that they plan to develop 2 to 3 new cars and 1 track per month, while making it clear that this is not the release schedule, as some of that development will be wrapped up in complete expansion packs. As they are still finalizing their plans for this year, the roadmap they show now is a smaller version of what will be the complete roadmap. Also, because they are still in discussions about some of the licensing deals. As some of the content planned for 2021 will not see the light until 2022, they are expanding the existing Season Pass to include all DLCs for 2022. What we can expect to see in the next months is as follows. Spa in the 1993 configuration is expected to be released end of February, as will be the Group C Sauber Mercedes C9 and the Porsche 962C, both quite dominating vehicles in endurance. Continuing the blast from the past is the 1999 GM Omega stock car, a car very similar to the Australian Holden Commodore. And expect a list of tweaks and fine-tunings from Racer in February, as we've seen almost every other month, because Racer is Racer. As March marks the first anniversary of the early access release, Racer plans to do a bigger update than usual, but they're not telling what will come with it. Aren't they mean? Once again, they've promised this time they will really publish the custom championship tool. No, really, this time they will, they say. And while you're waiting for them to maybe this time fulfill their promise, check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium.